What's up guys, my name's Dean, or as most of you know me, Twisty. It's time for, we've actually got a buy round this week, so I'm not too sure what we're going to do to make up for that later in the year. I think maybe we'll do it for the third buy round of the AFL season. I know Richmond have a buy in the actual thing, and we've got a buy here, so it's going to be interesting what we're going to fill that slot with. I'll wait and see if I can get something done for next week, because this is the third buy round, I think, of the season. No, it's not. Why is it not? Is it back to 9 games? Oh, it is. Wait, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So I'll have to find a way to make up for that in the actual AFL season as to why we've got a buy round. But we're playing against the Crows today. Let's have a little bit of a simulation match here. And we just came off against the draw against the Giants. So that's the second draw for the season. If actually happened. Should have got the win there though. Very disappointed with the final moments of that game. And I thought today we would revisit the Women's League because they just announced the teams this morning. Alrighty everyone, let's get stuck in here against this Adelaide side. Eddie Betts is their captain for today. But what I wanted to look at is obviously the Women's League next year. I know we've already done sort of a video on the Women's League, but now that we've actually got the teams confirmed, I think there's probably a little bit more we can talk about in terms of that Women's League. So as of this morning, Mike Fitzpatrick announced at the MCG, along with a couple of other people, that they would be doing an 8-team Women's League in 2016 with the hope to expand the competition in 2017. Ooh, Tech's nice goal. And so the teams that are in the Women's League are Carlton, Collingwood, Western Bulldogs and Melbourne. They're the 4 clubs from Victoria. We always knew Western Bulldogs and Melbourne were going to get licenses, and then it was between Carlton, Collingwood, St Kilda, North Melbourne, Richmond and Geelong, I think, for the other 2 spots. And Carlton and Collingwood, obviously the big clubs, managed to get those positions. Then in terms of interstate, GWS beat out the Swans for the license, Brisbane beat out the Gold Coast, Fremantle beat out the West Coast, and the Adelaide Crows beat out Port Adelaide for the license in Adelaide. Now, we've actually got a new jersey as well. Fremantle have got a slightly different Guernsey for their Women's League team. I'll put that up on the screen now so you guys can see that. It looks nice, nice-ish design. Got that nice pink strap in the middle. I don't know whether or not that's considered sexist or whatever because they're women, but I think it's a nice touch. In what would normally be just another white stripe. Yeah, that was high. So, oh wait, no, Sydney and Gold Coast didn't bid. Oh, okay. Right. So I've actually got my facts wrong. So the Greater Western Sydney didn't beat Sydney because Sydney didn't bid for a license. The Gold Coast also didn't bid for a license, so Brisbane automatically got that one, and GWS automatically got that one. But Hawthorn and Essendon were also a couple of clubs that did not bid for women's licenses. Now the teams that did bid and didn't get it, aka Adelaide, oh not Adelaide, Port Adelaide, West Coast, Richmond, North Melbourne, St Kilda and Geelong, they will be given provisional licenses, and they will be, the first port of call for expansion. If the Women's League does expand in future leagues, or in future seasons, 2018 is generally when they want to do it. They want to do it the year after. So they could introduce 2 more teams really quickly, and those clubs that didn't get licenses will get those licenses. So you'd expect them to go through the Victorian clubs first in maybe Richmond or Geelong, and then St Kilda and North Melbourne would probably follow them, as they're not as big a club as Richmond and Geelong, so they may not have the funding, etc., to get it done. But I think now it makes it interesting because there's going to be a draft, right? But before the draft, you get to sign up like marquee players, like superstar players from your for your club. So obviously Brisbane are trying to sign up someone. They're trying to sign up someone a couple of weeks ago. But Daisy Pearce, obviously she's going to be playing for Melbourne. That's a given. The Crows are actually beating me here, and I don't like it. but I think you only get like one marquee player. We'll have to wait and see. And just to put it in maybe like perspective for those people who haven't watched women's footy before or seen, you know, some of the emerging talent of players that are out there, they're pretty exciting to watch, I must say. Yeah, like definitely some of the skills on display are pretty good, and you're like, how do they do that? Sometimes, like obviously AFL players, you know, they're more brute in their sort of approach to football, but yeah, the skills that the women have are like a bit different, so they can, you know, probably duck and weave a little bit more and dodge things. So I think it's going to be an interesting look to see how it goes. Yeah. Now, I want to ask a question to all of you. If your club did not get a license, will you be A, following the Women's League? And B, who will you be going for? I think that's going to be an interesting port of call. I think obviously I'll be going for Richmond once they get their Women's League team up and running. But I think I'm going to be going for the Brisbane Lions in this one. Because there is a ton of talent in Queensland footy. I think it's Victoria is number one. Then you've got, I think, not New South Wales. WA is probably the second best, so you'll expect that Fremantle side to do really good as well. And then Queensland and New South Wales round out what's considered Pool A of players, so the most talented players in women's footy. So it's going to make it very interesting for next year, and I think the draft will be an interesting system as well. Who gets what picks? This is at Amy Stadium. Alright. I think that the club probably most annoyed with the decision not to get a women's competition team would be North Melbourne McBean, because they've put so much funding into women's footy for a number of years now. So I think that they'd probably be annoyed that Carlton got a spot over them. I think that Collingwood, you could probably have assumed was going to get a women's team, just because they've already got the facilities and the women are already using the same, you know, facilities as the men do at the club. So I think that was sort of a given. We already knew Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs were going to get sides. And then I think, yeah, it's definitely going to cause some debate between clubs. I know West Coast are a bit annoyed as well, that they didn't get it over Fremantle, given that they're the bigger club, of course. And then who knows what Port Adelaide will be, if they'll be annoyed or anything. But we'll have to wait and see on that. Oh, beautiful spot-up kick. And this is his first touch Rewalt, halfway into the second quarter. And given that we've, you know... Oh, beautiful. Had a pretty poorish start. I think we're going to have to recover now. Mismatch. Is this... Oh, it's Charlie Cameron on Bachelor Rance. Beach! How did this guy outmark Alex Rance? Surely that doesn't happen. And it's half time. Menzel, Beach and Walker's got goals. Hampson, Rioli, Grigg and Rewald has a goal. It's an interesting sort of game, isn't it? Ooh. Out of there. Get it out of there. Oi. Oh, no. Charlie Cameron. That goal came out of nowhere. It was just a couple of tackles and then look at this. Picks it up, one step kick on the non-preferred. Unlucky. Hampson, Martin, inside 50. Lambert, handballs into space. Griffiths, can you pick that up? Yes, he can. He can brush off a tackler, straighten from 20 out, and kick one. Got to get numbers to the contest, and this is what you do in this game, is you just get numbers to the contest. Oh, God. Oh, he's paid deliberate. I just missed the target. Oh. Wow. I don't believe that. I've kicked it backwards to an open teammate. It's missed the target, and Charlie Cameron has made me pay from the boundary line. That is a ridiculous decision. Good. Whoa. No, that's going to be deliberate as well. Oh, I accidentally hit freaking handball, and they've paid. Oh, gee, that was close. Jeez, Charlie Cameron is absolutely killing me today. Handball off towards Teach Edwards. He has a bounce. He can handball towards Deledio. The ball didn't get to him in time. He lines up from 50 to the pocket. Oh, McBean can pick it up off the ground. He soccers it. The ball spills out to Hampson, who's kicked it on the full. Sean Hampson, what are you doing? Never trust a ruckman, guys. And that'll be 3/4 time. We got a 1-point game. This is an interesting one now. Nose contestant ball. Alright, Hampson, come on. Jacobs is killing me. Again, that's another contested possession. And that's another contested possession. It's Tex scores like level after that point. Didn't even notice. Coriolis trusted with the kicking out duties. Kicks a long ball on the wing. Taylor Hunt and Morris are both there. Morris gets out, takes on one, drops it the second time. Charlie Cameron's missed everything. The pressure is intense right now. Hampson gets it out to Cochin, goes inside 50, looking for Griffiths, but it's picked up by Kelly, who's lost it. Now it's gone forward. Richmond with Griffiths. Douglas and Croucher there. Ball out to Edwards. Left foot ball around the corner. McBean! He lines up. McBean slots it. Get around him. Hampson and Jacobs. Hampson at the back. The ball spills. It's going to end up in the walk to Beach. Goes towards Charlie Cameron. Will get another throw in. This is tight moments here. 8 minutes on the clock. Richmond's still undefeated for the season. The Adelaide Crows are at home and they're peppering at the goal face. That is an extraordinary kick. It's extraordinary. Charlie Cameron. Oh, he's kicked a point. The Crows trail by 5. 6:46 on the clock. Richmond have been off the last couple of weeks. That's a good kick out. Miles is out the back. He can bang it along the wing. Looking for Rioli. Seedsman got there first. Handball went forward, picked up by Hunt. Handball to Miles, handball to Rioli, handball to Deledio. He goes, he runs, he kicks it towards Rewalt. Oh, this is tight now. Crouch trying to get it out of there. Rewalt, little spot up kick. Griffiths at the back. Griffiths. Oh, the tackle was intense. And it's a behind. 3 minutes on the clock. The Crows are firing. Lost home from the boundary. I just need a point to sort of save this game. 6-point Richmond lead still. At the back, Vlostone, long ball, McBean, he gets there. And he can line up and kick a point or a goal. Yes! And the Tigers have a 2-goal buffer. McBean has 3, a couple of last quarter goals. Critical to this contest. Absolutely critical. Out of the middle, it's not gonna matter. Richmond will win anyway, and boy, did they want that one. Oh, beautiful win over the Crows. Beautiful, beautiful win. Deledio had 10 touches. McBean kicked 3 goals, a couple of them in that last quarter. Big efforts all around from the Tigers. The Crows was so close. So close. But undefeated, we remain. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about the Women's League and sort of what you think is going to come from it. Like, who are you guys going to barrack for in the Women's League? I want to know that as well. If your team's obviously not involved in the Women's League. And another thing, what do you want me to talk about next week? Because we don't really have any specific topics to talk about right now. I think it's just the bye rounds. So if you wanted me to talk about bye rounds and how they sort of work or why we need them, let me know that as well. So thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you guys later.